Today, we're diving into Superman number 21 by Joshua Williamson. In the last few issues, we witnessed Doomsday escaping from Hell, returning more powerful than ever. We also learned that a future, evolved version of Doomsday is actually the Time Trapper, who surprisingly begs Superman to end his life so he can ascend to godhood. Superman, alongside Lois as Superwoman and the Supercorp team, fought fiercely to stop his destruction. The battle pushed Superman to his absolute limits, but just when things seemed to calm down, an even greater danger began to surface. Before we get into the next chapter, make sure to check out my previous videos to catch up on all the action. The issue opens with Lois and Supergirl battling monstrous creatures in Metropolis. Lois hopes Kara can hold things down while she and Clark slip away for what they're calling a secret mission. In reality, Lois meets up with Clark in space, where he reveals that their mission is actually a well-earned date night. After the intense clashes with Doomsday in issues number 19 and number 20, don't forget to watch those awesome breakdowns, this chapter shifts gears with a more lighthearted tone, though it still connects to the larger storyline. Lois initially assumes their time on the moon will be spent in a more, let's say, romantic way. However, Clark surprises her with a challenge instead, a game of darts. But this isn't just any game. Lois used to be a pro at hustling people in college while playing darts, so Clark wants to test her skills. The twist? Their dartboard is etched into a moon rock, and their darts are actual boulders. Naturally, Lois is more than ready for the challenge. Throughout the issue, we also get glimpses into what some of the supporting characters are up to. One fun interlude features Jimmy Olsen and Siobhan enjoying a cozy movie night at home. Judging by Jimmy's expression, they're watching a horror flick, clearly Siobhan's kind of film. Meanwhile, Lois and Clark enjoy a night out, taking in a magic show with Zatanna, meeting a friendly pack of dinosaurs, and even spending some time playing with crypto. Despite the lighthearted activities, Clark's mind keeps drifting back to Doomsday. He confesses to Lois that this whole date night was his way of trying to momentarily escape those thoughts. Adding to his worries, the lingering effects of the red kryptonite in his system, left from Graft and Farm's recent attack, have forced him to carefully regulate his stress levels. Mercy has been monitoring him to ensure he doesn't, as she puts it, go red again. It was inevitable that this issue would serve as a breather from the intense Doomsday storyline, but what makes Williamson's writing stand out is how seamlessly he ties this detour into the overarching narrative. It's not just filler. Superman's need for a break is deeply rooted in everything he's endured so far. That said, the story doesn't stop moving forward. Lois and Clark have a heartfelt conversation about Doomsday's return, with Lois reflecting on the day Superman first faced the creature. She admits she's learned to accept the unpredictable life they live, but she wonders if Clark has done the same. In response, Clark reveals something chilling. The Time Trapper warned him that if he refuses to end his life, everyone Superman loves will suffer a horrific fate. In an intriguing turn, Williamson also touches on the concept of Superman's immortality. Clark wrestles with the unsettling thought that he might outlive everyone he cares about. He doesn't know for certain if he's truly immortal, and that uncertainty is what terrifies him the most. It's a fascinating angle, exploring the weight of eternity from Superman's perspective. Their introspection is suddenly interrupted by Amethyst, who arrives in desperate need of help. The House of Onyx has gone rogue, launching an attack on Gemworld from the Shadowlands. Without hesitation, Superman and Superwoman spring into action, ready to aid their friend. Meanwhile, another interlude shifts the focus back to Doomsday. Supercorp is keeping him restrained using Black Mercy's venom, and their scientists are curious. What could a creature like him possibly dream about? The answer is as terrifying as expected. In his mind, Doomsday relives endless carnage, destruction, and death, specifically killing Superman over and over again. Superman and Superwoman join forces with Amethyst in the battle against the House of Onyx, ultimately helping her secure victory. Meanwhile, in the next interlude, we shift focus to Lex and Mercy. Mercy is busy digging through Lex's old files, searching for a way to permanently contain Doomsday. Just then, Lex shows up with an iced espresso, her favorite drink. She's caught off guard that he actually remembered such a small detail. It's becoming clear that Williamson is laying the groundwork for a potential romance between them. This also serves as great development for the new Lex, making his inevitable fall back into villainy, if it happens, far more impactful. If the old Lex resurfaces, it would be devastating for characters like his daughter, Lena, and especially Mercy, who have come to trust and even care for this changed version of him. If he betrays that, the emotional damage would be massive. Lois and Clark then take a trip to a snow-covered Smallville, grabbing one of the town's famous breakfast burritos. Clark admits that this night was meant to prove he could go an entire evening without thinking about Doomsday, the Time Trapper, or his own immortality. But it didn't exactly work out as planned. Lois, however, realizes what their date had been missing all along: Lois and Clark. While they both love being superheroes, it's been a long time since they were just them, without the weight of their heroic identities. For a brief moment, they enjoy simply being together in the present, but their peaceful moment is short-lived. Supergirl suddenly calls them to an urgent situation. When they arrive at Kara's location, they see what appears to be snow falling. But Kara knows better. It's not snow, it's ash. A massive fleet of ships from Calaton has arrived, carrying survivors from the worlds Doomsday has annihilated. They call themselves the Aftermath. These people have been shaped by Doomsday's destruction, even wearing his image as part of their funeral rites. Now they have become a force of living death, convinced that nothing can stop Doomsday, so everything must perish. They issue an ultimatum. Earth has 1 hour to hand over the monster, or they will wipe out the entire planet. This new threat is incredibly compelling. The idea of survivors uniting not in hope, but in absolute despair, turning into something just as deadly as the force that destroyed them, is a brilliant twist. Williamson has done an amazing job evolving Doomsday's lore, taking what was once a one-dimensional destroyer and giving him layers we haven't seen before. I can't wait to see where this story goes next. Let me know your thoughts on this issue in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more epic breakdowns. Until then, stay super, and remember, heroes are made by the paths they choose, not the powers they're born with.